Well, ECOWAS has rejected an announcement by Niger's junta that they were proposing a transition period of no longer than 3 years. The ECOWAS Peace and Security Commissioner Abdel Fattah Moussa has said in an interview that that is not a possibility. So there is a big question about where negotiations head from here. An ECOWAS delegation at last managed to meet with members of the junta in Niger. Previous attempts had been rejected. They sat down with them, but those talks were not said to be very fruitful indeed. So we're waiting to see if anything comes out of that. Meanwhile, ECOWAS leaders have said they've decided on a D-Day. They've got their military intervention standby force ready. Now, they're not saying when that D-Day is, but they say they will be prepared to use force if necessary.
Catherine, the security issue looms large as ever. Is the current situation creating space to be exploited by jihadist groups?
It already is, and this is something which was one of the big fears in this very volatile region, the Sahel region. So in northwestern Nigeria, where we were reporting, there are many armed groups at large, and of course they cross over these very porous borders at will. So people there are extremely worried that that violence could get even worse. And then you've got the jihadist groups at large in Niger, who are operating also in Mali and Burkina Faso. There's already been an uptick, it seems, in attacks since that coup d'etat on July the 26th. Just last week, Niger's army said that 17 of their soldiers were killed near the border with Burkina Faso, just around 60 kilometers from Niger's capital, Niamey, in a very deadly ambush there. And you've got the international players there, France and the USA notably, which have over 1,000 troops, each based in Niger. Well, those jihadist fighting operations for the moment seem to be suspended. It's not clear whether they'll be able to stay. So that effort is not taking place. And of course, Niger's troops themselves, well, it's a military junta that's taken power in Niger. So one can imagine they're otherwise occupied as well with, well, now de facto running the country. So there are huge fears that this very volatile region could become even more destabilized with all these armed groups at large.